waiting on a coworker to show up. This is like a two-person job. There's another crew out here, but they're supposed to be doing cleanup in these damn things. These portable trailers, you can't see them next to this 10-stall portable trailer toilet. So anyway, Star Wars. I've been watching Andor, and this season, I'm impressed. I really am impressed by it. I've been literally a diehard Star Wars since I was 11 years old. I've said it over and over on many videos on this channel. But after Disney bought them out, this Kathleen Kennedy lady started running the show, things have got real bad. And I have friends way back in the day. If they'd have known that I never went and saw the third movie in the Rey series, they would literally be flabbergasted that I didn't go. I saw the first one and I thought, okay, it's Star Wars. The second one, I started to lose faith in, especially the way Luke was treated, the character, in my eyes. I also wasn't keen on how Harrison Ford handled Han Solo and how that all ended either. But it is what it is. But something went south, and the vibe just wasn't there, and it sure didn't feel like a Star Wars meant for me, and my friends, and my associates. So I never went and saw the third one in the series. I could see it for free on the internet, and I have yet to go watch it. I just can't bring myself to do it. Now, I saw Rogue One, and I thought Rogue One was pretty good. A lot of people didn't care for it, but I cared. I thought it was right up there. I saw Han Solo, Solo. Solo was right up there. Now hear me out. If you've ever read not these novels, but the original early series of Han Solo, Han Solo Stars In, Han Solo's Revenge, Han Solo and the Lost Legion, or whatever the hell it was called, I have all those books. I have read them dozens of times. I remember buying them back when you couldn't just find them on a shelf in a bookstore. You had to order these things through catalogs because it was that damn long ago. And so, for me, Solo was campy and right up in that same hierarchy that you would find in any other early Star Wars movie. They're supposed to be a little bit campy, a little bit tongue-in-cheek, with a leveling of seriousness, of adult maturity. So, a couple series come along. I watched The Mandalorian. It's right in there. Boba Fett, Boba Fett, there was so much lost potential there. There was so much potential for really good series that just didn't manifest itself. And those Dayglow Vespas, hover bikes that they were racing around Mos Eisley with, oh please. That would have been suitable for, I don't know, Coruscant or some other huge megla world, but on Tatooine, I'm sorry, it didn't work for me, which is sad. The premise behind it, yeah, there was some muscle there. There had some possibility. Now, like I said, we get into Mandalorian. Mandalorian went into a different angle. I still have some ups and downs, but as a series, it's quite acceptable as far as I'm concerned. Now, I've been watching Andor, and man, it really nailed down some serious stuff in my mind. And I think that somebody's got their act together there, and Kathleen Kennedy hasn't had any say in it, hasn't managed to F it up, which goes to show you, it can be done. You can make good Star Wars. The fact that they forget that a lion's share of the fan base are people like me, who literally grew up on it as a child. When I was kids and my older cousins and stuff, they played cowboys and Indians and they played war because that's what they were raised up on. We played Star Wars. We were running around in the field with fake lightsabers. My grandfather had an old radio antenna that was dismantled sitting out back of a shed, and it had these yellow fiberglass sticks for the lack of knowing what the hell they were, but they were about a meter long or so, a little longer than a meter, and I borrowed a handful of those things, and we made handles and turned them into lightsabers. we were wailing on each other with them back in the back pastures. And I actually, my friends and I, we did this skit for some class we had, back in the day, some drama class that I don't remember being involved in all that much these days. But he had what it passed for Darth Vader helmet, although it was not Darth Vader. And I had these fake lightsabers, and we put on a display in front of our school as a Jedi Sith duel, fought it out and stuff. And it got mixed results. I mean, we got a passing grade for it, but that's just the level of Star Wars obsession I was. When my mother painted the Millennium Falcon on my ceiling. My ceiling in my bedroom was cockeyed on both sides. I had, tilted ceiling. And on the one side where my bed was, facing, my mom painted a Millennium Falcon the size of a manhole cover, dogfighting some starfighters. And it was on my bedroom wall well into the late 80s. When I moved back home and took over the upstairs rooms and turned it into an apartment, I painted over it at that point. It had seen many, many better days. But the point was, that's how level of Star Wars fanatic I was. Like I said, I have bought most of the novels that were coming out up until about 2010 or so. Then the vibe changed, things changed, money got tighter, I'm gonna lie there. I just didn't get into it. So a couple years ago, somebody hooked me up with a shady video service that you can, my frickin' Norton security system craps itself nonstop when I try to get on to watch one of these videos. And sometimes it takes multiple tries to get in there to get away from all the pop-up garbage that's may or may not be probable, virus scams and other shit. Just so I can watch these damn series, because I can't afford the pay channels that they're on. And they're worth watching. And I was impressed as all get out. And each episode, because they come out in blocks of 3, and I watched the, was it 5, 6, and 7, or 4, 5, 6, something like that. There's 3 more to go. So no, it would have been 6, 7, and 9. I just watched last week. And so we've got 3 more to go in this second season of Andor, leading up to Rogue One. And I don't know how they can have a season 3, to be honest. I don't see it happening. But the fact season 2 was actually better than season 1, and it progressively got darker, but it gave us a better understanding of how the rebellion, that the Alliance became the Alliance themselves, and how they were tying together all these disparate different groups with different issues and crap. I think if you haven't seen Andor and you're a Star Wars fan, you really should make the effort to see it. I think it is definitely well worth your seeing it. There's a lot of questions in there, of course. We'll see. I'm actually looking forward to seeing the final 3 episodes, and I hope that they end with they end strong, because a lot of times they hit their peak early and then they just kind of crap off as we get there. And I don't get this vibe. I think's going on. Yes, sir, Mr. Gray. Definitely some good vibes. What was that? You never know. I'm sitting here idly, and I don't think my truck took off. Somebody else texted me or what? I don't know. Anyway, if you ain't seen the Star Wars, see the Star Wars. I've also been working my way through spy games for Shadowrun. Big fan of that sort of stuff. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in briefly. If I can figure out how to log out of here, I'm gonna. Y'all have yourself a great day. Getting out of here is another story. Yes, I want to stop streaming.